Will the Dark Knight be able to save the members of Batman Inc. from the clutches of Abyss, even if it means joining forces with Lex Luthor? Let's find out together, shall we, as we hop into the pages of Batman issue number 121. Alrighty then, so this issue actually opens up with something of a flashback, letting us see the exact moment that Lex Luthor even became aware of Batman Inc.'s existence. The group's mission statement was to bring superheroes to parts of the world that didn't normally have them and to carry the banner of Batman with them. Lex Luthor heard that and thought, ooh, marketing opportunity. Hey, what's the worst country in the world? Oh, Badasia, the country we've been in this whole time? I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna create my own Batman just to prove how much superior I am to the Justice League. Yeah, that's right, Lex Luthor's big plan is to create his own Batman with blackjack and hookers. So with all that knowledge in hand, you won't be surprised at all to find out that that is actually Abyss's true secret origin story, Lex's attempt at making his own Caped Crusader coming to bite him in the ass. Luthor abandoned Abyss to his own devices not long after creating him, and now Abyss is hoping to strike back at his creator by corrupting the members of Batman Inc. to join him in finally ending Luthor's life. Even if that means going through Batman himself. Only wait, it's a double cross, it's a triple cross. Batman uses the code phrase Club of Heroes, which was the progenitor to Batman Inc. in the first place, to reveal that the members of Batman Inc. were never actually under any control by Abyss at all. In fact, they were working deep cover this whole time, and that code phrase let everyone know it was time to drop the act. Oh, so they weren't really under his control? Well, that actually robs the proceedings of a lot of drama, if you ask me, but I digress. Batman had actually clued in that something was wrong in the previous issue when the members of Batman Inc. attacked him, but were all very much pulling their punches against a Batman who is still legally blind, by the way. Knowing that the jig is really and truly up, Abyss decides to try and escape into the city, only to be met by Detective Kaya, who has brought the cavalry with all the cops in the city who weren't dirty and weren't in Luthor's back pocket. Batman came all around the world for Abyss, and so he's not going to let him run off before he finishes things. The Dark Knight may be blind, but using the technology from Lex Luthor's newest suit, he's able to harness the power of light for himself, much in the same way that Luthor was doing. Batman and Abyss finally have their showdown, and there is admittedly a little tinge of sadness to the proceedings. Abyss only agreed to get himself turned into whatever he is now so he could be his city's Batman. Though as Bruce is very quick to point out, Abyss was much too lazy, much too willing to use darkness and fear as a crutch, and that kind of darkness could very easily eat a person alive. It's at that point Batman regains his sight in just enough time to lay the beat down on Abyss, whose name we never actually learn. And with that, the day is pretty much entirely saved. Batman has one last little heart-to-heart with Detective Kaya, saying that this city never really needed a Batman, it just needed a good, non-corrupt cop like her. Aw, isn't that sweet? And of course, there's still the unfinished business of Batman Inc. and Luthor. Apparently, the members of Batman Inc. never cashed a single check that Luthor had given them, and this was all part of their idea to try and take him down and stop him from making more evil Batman in other cities around the world. Sadly, despite all their good work, Luthor will continue to walk free because, in case you haven't been paying attention, evil rich men are able to get away with basically anything all the time. Despite how blatantly, unashamedly guilty they are, we also find out what the deal was with that corpse. Hood tells us that they just kind of grabbed it from the morgue and set it up to look like Abyss had been murdered in hopes that it would get Lex Luthor out from hiding and over to their part of the world to clean up his own mess. Little did Batman Inc. know that doing so would end up actually catching the attention of the real Batman. Why didn't they reach out to help from him in the first place? Well, because they're all Batmans in their own way, and Batman has a hard time asking for help historically. And yeah, that's basically where the comic ends, only not really, because we get not one but two epilogues. One involves Ghostmaker and Clown Hunter. Yeah, I'm surprised to see them back again too. Apparently Bruce wants the new crime-fighting duo to hook up with the members of Batman Inc., and if you want to read more about that, read the upcoming annual story, apparently. And then we got the second epilogue that involves Deathstroke bringing together a group of other similar villains for a brand new event storyline called Shadow War, which will be a major crossover story running through the Batman book, the Robin book, and the Deathstroke Inc. book, all starting soon. And so that was Batman issue number 121, everybody, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't think this was a lackluster finale to a storyline that started with all the momentum in the world. Every big revelation that this issue was supposed to have only served to deflate my balloon a little bit more. Oh, Batman Inc. was never under Abyss's control. control. Oh, so I guess they weren't ever in any real danger, were they? Abyss themselves was actually nobody at all, despite all the interesting little what I thought were mystery breadcrumbs to be picked up. They were just some random person who got turned into yet another evil Batman by Luthor. Batman's blindness really ended up being a major non-issue. Batman Inc. were pulling their punches, and even if they weren't, he gets his sight back fairly easily before he has to finish his fight with Abyss, who goes down incredibly easy. Why was everyone so scared of this guy in the beginning? He really ends up being a chump. Hell, even the promise of Bruce Wayne and Luthor forced to put their differences aside and work together to battle an enemy greater than themselves was also unfulfilled potential. Batman really just grabs some tech from Luthor, and that's the length of their team-up. It just all feels kind of thin and also ends on a giant commercial for 2 more books. Which, I mean, I was definitely gonna read anyway because it's my job, but if I was just a regular Joe Schmo reading comics, I might think twice about it. Overall, I would give this one a 7 out of 10. There's nothing particularly egregiously wrong with it. I didn't feel I wasted my time reading it. I just know that this creative team is capable of so much more than what's on the page.
Hey there everyone, Kate Joel again, and I just want to thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. It means a lot to me. And hey, if you enjoyed the book I covered in this issue and want some comics of your own, might I recommend Book Depository? It's my #1 place for shopping for comic book trades. You get a great price, and if you use my link down in the description, you'll actually be helping me out at the same time. You get something, I get something, everybody wins, right? So until next time everyone, I've been Joel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.